Yeah.
The primary care physician it's a joke. They set it up so that you have this one authoritative person that dictates your whole health.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like you can't go to a specialist unless you go through your primary.
Mm-hmm.
You can't, you might not be able to get a certain medicine unless you go through your primary. Mm-hmm. If you need a note for school or class or something or your job, you got to go through your primary. And so the primary care physician is essentially a police officer, and if you're not awakened to this, then you're just going to get tricked. And, they prescribe the basic drugs, which are statins, proton pump inhibitors, blood pressure meds, those are the three big ones right there. Ozempic, something like Ozempic would come from your primary, and these people are just soldiers fighting in a war that they may not even believe in.
What I think is most interesting, and this is where you come in, right? Like there's very little root cause is what I hear in there. Yeah. Instead of head to toe healing, it's just, let me give you a Band-Aid that actually may not even be a Band-Aid. It may be a razor blade and make things worse, right?
A razor blade, wow.
Is that how you see it?
Well,
that's how I see it.
Well, I summarize it in the book as they only have three solutions. Mm-hmm. It's drugs, it's injections, and it's surgeries.
Yeah.
So you have to ask yourself, if you're going to your medical doctor, are you okay with those three options? Mm-hmm. If the answer is no, you might want to go in the opposite direction.
Yeah.
Which is me.
Yeah.
Neurotransmitter for memory and learning. A 2016 study of over 450 adults found that people on anticholinergic drugs had greater levels of brain atrophy, brain shrinking, a warning sign of dementia. Well, what about benzodiazepines? They shrink the brain. I knew that when I started looking at the brain 35 years ago. Valium, Xanax, Ativan, Klonopin, these and other drugs slow the brain to reduce anxiety, but at a dangerous cost. A French-Canadian study found using benzos for just 3 to 6 months increased Alzheimer's risk by 32%. And if you took them 6 months or longer, it increased 84%. Another 2023 study of 5,000 older adults found these drugs shrink the hippocampus, the brain's major memory center. What about statins, taken by 92 million Americans to lower cholesterol? Well, these may harm the brain too. A 2021 study found that people with mild cognitive impairment were twice as likely to go on to develop dementia when taking statins like Lipitor. Brain scans like we do show deterioration in an area called the posterior cingulate gyrus, one of the areas that first dies in Alzheimer's disease. So what should you do? Never stop your medication abruptly. Talk to your doctor, but demand answers. Your brain is your future. Protect it. Did you know some of the most common medications may be damaging your brain? Antihistamines, millions of people take antihistamines like Benadryl every day for allergies or even to help them sleep. But few realize these drugs block acetylcholine, a key neurotransmitter for memory and learning.
If you're a man with a family, life insurance isn't a choice, it's a responsibility. The best part? You decide your monthly payment. DM me or comment One Life if you're ready to protect your loved ones. Call 330-577-3496 to get started today.